Hello, my friends. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that touches every single one of us: control. That elusive sense of power we think we need to make life work. I want you to think about how many times you've tried to control something: your career, your relationships, your emotions, or even how others see you. Be honest. If you're anything like me, you've probably spent a good portion of your life gripping tightly to the wheel, trying to steer the course of everything around you. I want to share something deeply personal. For most of my life, I tried to control what others thought of me. I wanted everyone to like me, to think I was kind, smart, strong, and capable. And do you know what that did? It put me on a never-ending hamster wheel of trying to be someone I wasn't. It was exhausting. But here's the kicker: not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. When I finally let that truth sink in, it was one of the most liberating moments of my life. Think about it. The time and energy we waste trying to manage other people's opinions could be spent becoming more of who we really are. And here's what I realized: other people's opinions are not my problem. Their thoughts about me are shaped by their own experiences, fears, and beliefs. And guess what? Most of the time, people aren't even thinking about you, they're too busy worrying about themselves. Letting go of the need to control how others see you is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. Where real power lies. So, if trying to control others isn't the answer, where does your power lie? It lies within you. Real power isn't about manipulating the world outside you, it's about mastering the world within you. It's about shifting your focus from the external to the internal. When you live from your higher self, the part of you that is calm, confident, and deeply connected, you realize that you don't need to control everything. You just need to trust yourself. Your higher self knows the path, even when your mind doesn't. Let's talk about time for a moment, because this is a big one. The mind is obsessed with time. It's always looking back at the past or projecting into the future. It's either replaying old mistakes or worrying about what's coming next. But your higher self, it doesn't operate in time. It exists in the present moment, the only place where life actually happens. The mind struggles with this because it can't control the present moment. It can only reference what it already knows: past experiences, memories, and patterns. Here's the thing: the mind is a great tool, but it's not designed to handle the unknown. And this is where things get tricky. The unknown freaks the mind out. Why? Because the mind likes to predict outcomes. It likes to feel prepared. But when you step into the unknown, the mind doesn't have a map. It panics. It thinks, if I can't predict this, I can't protect you. Let me break this down a little more. Your mind operates like a computer. It's programmed with information based on your past experiences, beliefs, and what you've been exposed to. It can only pull from what it knows. Think about it. If you've only ever seen square boxes, your mind can't imagine a circle. It's not that the circle doesn't exist, it's just outside the mind's programming. And when you start to step into uncharted territory, trying something new, following your intuition, or letting go of control, the mind resists. It says, wait, I don't know this. What if it's dangerous? What if you fail? But here's the truth: the unknown is where growth happens. It's where life happens. And your higher self isn't afraid of the unknown because it knows you're always safe. The higher self doesn't need to predict the outcome, it simply trusts the process. How I stopped fighting the unknown. For years, I let my mind run the show. I thought if I could just plan everything perfectly, I'd be safe. If I could predict every outcome, I'd avoid pain. But the truth is, no amount of planning or predicting can guarantee safety. Life is unpredictable. And that's a good thing. When I started living from my higher self instead of my mind, everything changed. I stopped needing to know all the answers. I stopped trying to force outcomes. And yes, it felt scary at first. The mind didn't like it. It kept shouting, what if this goes wrong? What if you fail? What if you regret this? But over time, I learned to calm my mind. I reminded it that it didn't need to know everything, that it didn't have to protect me from the unknown because I was already safe. The shift from living in fear to living in trust isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. Here's how it starts. 1. Recognize the mind's patterns. Pay attention to when your mind is trying to control. Notice the stories it tells you, the fears it brings up, and the way it clings to the past. 2. Pause and reconnect. When you catch yourself in a control spiral, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you are not your mind. You are the observer, the higher self, the one who sees beyond the mind's limitations. 3. Step into the unknown. This is the hard part, but it's also the most rewarding. Step into the unknown, even if it feels uncomfortable. Trust that you don't need to have all the answers right now. 4. Soothe your mind. Remember, your mind is like a protective parent. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to keep you safe. Thank your mind for its efforts, but let it know that you're in charge. 5. Live in the present. The mind wants to drag you into the past or push you into the future, but your power lies in the present moment. This is where your higher self lives. This is where you find peace. The freedom of letting go. Let me tell you what happens when you start living this way. You stop fighting life. You stop resisting the unknown. You stop wasting energy trying to control what you can't. And in that space, something magical happens. You find freedom. You realize that you don't need everyone to like you. You don't need to know how everything will work out. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust that life is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. The invitation to change. So here's my invitation to you, let go of the illusion of control. Stop trying to micromanage the universe. Step into the unknown. Trust your higher self. Because when you do, you'll discover something profound. The power you've been searching for was never outside of you, it's been within you all along. Thank you. Go live your truth. And remember, you are enough, just as you are.